Hi everyone, and welcome to today's reading. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my YouTube channel. In today's reading, we're going to be asking Spirit, what do you need to know right now? It's usually a very general reading where I pull themes to have a look at why you've been called to watch this video, what information you need to hear right now, and then I will try to clarify and get specific information for you, potentially specific predictions with tarot. So, if you are new to these readings, they can be very insightful. They can help you kind of focus on key aspects in your life at the time that you are seeing this reading. And they can kind of help bring more clarity and awareness to confusing situations or to situations that you feel you need more information on in general, whether you are confused or whether you just feel like you're not well informed. I personally do love doing these readings, so I hope you enjoy them as the viewer as well. We will also have an extended reading today. In the extended reading, we're going to have a look at the next 4 weeks. What do you need to know about the next 4 weeks from the time that you are seeing this timeless reading? I will be focusing on love, for your personal life, which includes your family and your well-being, and your money, which includes finances and career, or any financial issues, decisions that you may make in the next 4 weeks. So if you are finding that this free YouTube portion resonates and you would like to extend your reading, do check the link in the description box. All extended readings are currently on my website, and I recommend that you look into becoming an Amethyst Hermie member if you do enjoy extended readings on my channel, as it can be a good way to be a part of a community while also saving some money if you're watching a lot of extended readings. Now, before we get into that, I have to introduce the 3 groups to you. So in order to get there, you have to start here. So let me introduce the 3 groups today for our What Do You Need to Know Right Now reading. We have group 1 over here with the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween tarot deck, and you guys also have this oyster shell. If you feel drawn to either of these objects, you will be a part of group 1's reading. Please ignore my busted nail. That is a part of the tragedy that involved me falling on the weekend and spraining my ankle. So ignore that, please. Group 2, you have the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as well as this beautiful shell here. I don't know what species of shell this is, but it seems like the kind of shell that a hermit crab would be in if it was alive. And this is the traditional, very standard tarot deck called the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So if you feel drawn to either of these objects, you'll be a part of group 2's reading. Last but not least, we have group 3 over here with the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina, as well as this oyster shell. A little bit different to the first oyster shell. This one has more rivets, more sort of texture to the outside, and it also has this little crevasse where I believe another creature was living in it at one point in time. So if you feel drawn to either of these objects, you'll be a part of group 3's reading. Now, it's very important that you choose the right group in today's general reading so that the right messages find you and so that you get the right information for your journey. So do take your time with this portion. Pause the video if you need more time, or you're welcome to join me in the 1-minute meditation that will be playing after this clip. When you know which of these 3 groups you feel most drawn to, click on the timestamps in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this oyster shell or this tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. So welcome. I'm going to put your deck over here. So Group 1, today we're asking Spirit, what do you need to hear right now at the time that you are seeing this reading? Now I have pre-shuffled your cards over here. We're going to clarify these cards with your tarot deck, but in the meantime, let me just lay out the cards that I have pulled for you. We have the Page of Fire, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity, outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. We also have Taurus showing up for you in the shadow position. We have the T-square card showing up for you in the shadow position. We also have, let me straighten this out a little bit. There we go. We also have, oh my God, please ignore the occasional bumps. Yoda is very heightened. We also have Protection, the Onion card showing up for you. On this card, we also have the number 9. We have the Earth element, and we have Aries. Then we have Halsey showing up in the YouTube deck. We have the Empress coming out for you. We also have another YouTube card for you. We have ASAP Science, which is the Lovers card. So you have the Empress and the Lovers card. We've also got the Talent card coming out for you. And we have Slimy in the reverse position, which is the number 2. And we have Weight of Truth, 75. In terms of tarot cards from the Hermetic Tarot deck, we have the 3 of Pentacles upright. We also have the 6 of Wands upright, Lord of Victory. And we have the Lovers card coming out reverse. This is the card that flipped, I believe. Oh no, it was the 6 of Wands. Okay, let me just tune into your energy. I will be clarifying with your tarot deck, but until we get there, I just want to channel messages from Spirit. This is a very intuitive reading, as I mentioned in the description, or in the intro, I should say. I probably didn't say it in the description box. It's basically just me connecting to Source and telling you what you need to hear based on the group that you've picked. So what do you need to hear right now, Group 1? I'm getting that for many of you, you are either starting a new journey or you have already begun a new endeavor. This is an exciting new journey / endeavor, one with a lot of passion. It could be linked to a romantic love interest, but more than likely it is linked to a new sense of purpose or a new interest that you've discovered within yourself. It could be associated with creativity. It could be associated with you getting the opportunity to express yourself and to develop a skill set that requires kind of regular practice. It could have to do with you having a healthy outlet, and it could even involve you traveling in order to grow your skills or kind of build on the passion that you've already cultivated. You need to know that as you move forward and as you start to become more curious about your purpose, about your passions, and about your interests, you are going to have to pay more attention to how your light is really illuminating certain characters around you. With the Slimy card reversed and the Weight of Truth upright, there are some people that you have not seen for who they truly are. These are people who are inspiring jealousy around you, and I don't usually like to talk about these themes unless they are very obvious, but I can see that as you shine, as you blossom, and as you develop and grow, and as you really get excited about your life, there are going to be peers around you who cannot maintain your vibration. And they come across as very interested in what you're doing, but they don't have a genuine interest in supporting you or helping you. These are the kinds of people that show up on your story, for example, but they never like your posts. There's a strong feeling of you separating yourself from a cohort of oppressed energies as you start to become more outgoing, creative, and confident with your passion. Because for many of you, you're not seeing this as I found my purpose. You're seeing it as I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And it's bringing out a confident side of me. And it's making me feel good about myself. And it's helping me blow off steam and let out energy. And the reason why we have the Weight of Truth card reversed is I feel like you're not meant to know why so-and-so isn't in your life anymore. You're not meant to get too invested in why this person has suddenly popped back up on your story, because I feel like you're someone that garners a lot of interest, but not a lot of genuine support. And it's about you focusing on what matters. And I do think that you shouldn't waste time worrying and wondering why so-and-so has slipped off your radar, or why you've eclipsed a lot of people recently, is what I'm picking up. And as you continue to develop and grow and explore and travel, you are going to start to eclipse more and more peers. It feels like this is a group that is going through a social transformation, and you're still trying to kind of maintain who you used to be. And it's starting to cause certain people to drop off, and it's generating a lot of interest within a new group of people. I don't think that all those people in that new group are going to be your best friends, but I definitely see you finding people who align with your passion, with your interests, and with what it is that you enjoy doing. Now, I do think that for many of you, this is a group that has a strong hobby, or you will be picking up a new interest that will help you connect with like-minded people. I see you kind of doing this for yourself initially because there is a strong focus on self, but I would encourage you to be open to making new friends in that environment and situation. I would encourage you to remind yourself that the best kinds of friends are ones that you meet in places that you enjoy being, because you already have a common interest. You already have something that you can kind of do separate from watching TV and hanging out together in that way. I feel like this is going to be something you start for yourself, but please be open to making friends in this space as well. The other thing you need to know is that it is important to focus on your self-care, which includes your grooming. They're bringing up that if you have been worried about your appearance for some specific reason, like for me, for example, I have a cold sore on my lip right now. It's very awkward and uncomfortable, but I'm trying not to let it diminish my confidence. If you've been worried about something like that, that is temporary but may impact your self-esteem, please know that it is a temporary situation. And in the meantime, focus on nourishing your body in other ways. I believe we have Taurus here because you do need to put more time aside towards your self-care routine, which isn't always about how you see yourself on the outside, but more about how you feel about yourself on the inside. So little things that make you feel cherished, loved, and worthy. Embracing your senses, your sensuality, which could include, having more time in your shower routine, or more time in your bath routine, or having a bath again, even though it's been a while. Whatever makes you feel good from the inside out. The other reason we have Taurus here is because Spirit is encouraging this group to be more aware of their routine. You are either going to get a change in your routine in the coming weeks, or it's important that you take time off where necessary to focus on balancing and recalibrating, especially from a sense of reconnecting with self and being aware of what your body is telling you and being aware of what you need. Your needs seem to be highlighted here with Taurus reversed, which is why a change may be coming to your routine to help you focus on needs that may have been neglected recently. I'm also seeing with T-square reverse that you may be in a situation where you find yourself kind of experiencing conflict with other individuals. This isn't going to apply to everyone. I'm seeing it either being in a workplace situation or among family. Those are the two likely scenarios. So if that doesn't resonate, this message isn't for you. If you are experiencing conflict or just challenges within a workplace dynamic due to differences in personalities, or among siblings or family members due to differences in personalities, it's important that you do give yourself time to take a step back and to examine how much of what you say and what you do is actually worth saying and doing. I'm really getting this strong message of decluttering and uncomplicating your life around this issue. And this does involve you kind of taking a step back, looking at the bigger picture, and trying to kind of imagine, 2 years from now, is this even going to matter? 3 years from now, is this even going to matter? Whatever the conflict is, I feel like it's exacerbated by loud energy and the fact that you're so focused on defending yourself or having a rebuttal. Now, there is a message in the guidebook for this T-square card, so I'm just going to bring that up real quick before we move forward. Oh, this is annoying. I should have just checked. I should have just checked the contents page, but I found it. Okay, so upright, this card's key terms are pressure, explosion, creativity, bravery, overwhelm, and cyclic struggle. In shadow, the T-square puts pressure on one particular planet in the chart, bringing tension and confusion. So I feel like this card is talking about having outlets as well, and it is talking about harnessing any confusion into some form of passion or direction. It's kind of like finding a way to give yourself a break, if that makes sense. I don't think your interest or this page of fire energy should be something that adds more pressure to your life. I don't think it's something that you should feel is going to make things even more overwhelming and difficult to manage and balance. You should see this Page of Wands as an opportunity to divert some of the oppression, some of the overwhelming energy that you have been feeling in other areas of your life, so that you can focus more on letting go, blowing off steam, and just having fun with the process. It's very much a feeling of, I don't know where I'm kind of going with this, but in the immediate future, I feel happy. That's what a Page of Fire is really about. We're not thinking too long term. We're just trying to gain the skills and move forward. So moving forward, with this Protection Onion card, I do feel like this card is twofold. This is what was giving me that vibe of, as you ascend, excuse me, let me mute my phone. As you ascend, you are going to end up attracting energies that are curious but not helpful. I don't think I need to harp on about that message too much, because this feels like a group that has had experience in that kind of space before. It's very awkward, but we know what to do. I want you to see it as an opportunity to utilize some of the skills and experience that you've already been through in this similar situation of having to have boundaries with people who you know may not have honest or clear intentions. And knowing that saying no is a full sentence, but also saying no and having boundaries and filters on your social life are the best way to let the right people through. We don't need everybody to be our best friend. We just need the right people who supplement, who add, and who can teach us more for the right things. I do believe that this Protection card is also talking about you starting something that has the potential to grow. And that's why we also have the Empress here. I think that in your immediate future, like right now and within the next 4 weeks, you are going to have a lucrative opportunity to grow something, to really see it become something that you are proud of. And group one, this feels mixed. I'm getting a material connection, but I'm also getting this Empress energy is more about birth and having a family and connecting in a way where you're leaving that biological, that DNA legacy. So take it as it resonates, but I do definitely see you being successful in having this, whatever it is in your specific journey. I feel like if it is a pregnancy, it is planned, it is wanted. So Don't see it as something that, oh, protect yourself, please, because I feel like this protection energy isn't about an unwanted pregnancy. It feels more about protecting the birth of a child from this conflict around the family, protecting the birth of a child from this conflict in the workplace, and making sure that that stress and that pressure doesn't transfer into this new beginning. The thing about this protection card is, whatever this is, whether you are trying to have a child or whether you are trying to grow your material world, your material assets, I feel like you've tried multiple times before, because this card has the number 9 on it. Although we have Aries talking about a new beginning, the number 9 tells me you've tried to do this before. You've tried to expand, you've tried to kind of grow, and you may have had successful attempts, but I feel like this is next level now. We're coming into a space where this really has the potential to bloom and blossom. And I think that this is why we're needing to protect this as it comes into fruition. I am going to clarify that with tarot though. Is there anything else you want to tell them about this protection card? Is there anything else you want to tell them about this protection card? We have the 4 of Needles reverse. So this is giving me the kind of energy where you've already put in effort. I think that we're just waiting for it to happen now. You've already put in the work. We're just in a state of letting it come full circle. I don't think that there's too much effort that you could do, because the 4 of Swords is a very patient, passive energy, almost of complete stillness and just waiting. Is there anything else they need to know about this protection card, Spirit? We also have the Queen of Presents showing up reverse. So Presence of Pentacles in this deck. I feel like what else you need to know is that this protection card has a lot to do with staying true to your intentions, to your values. I think Spirit is strongly encouraging you to just stay in your lane here and to not get too wrapped up in external conflict, in external issues, in other people's drama, other people's challenges. It's not about turning a blind eye, but it is about examining boundaries and recognizing how and where you need to be more focused on your life, on your responsibilities, and on your growth. I do think that this is in relation to either a colleague or a very close family member, someone you at times feel responsible for, or someone who you may feel is kind of in a position where they're responsible for you. So either a mother, a sister, or like a daughter for some of you. This is a feminine energy, but they don't have to be female. This is someone who does need guidance and support, but there's only so much you can do before they figure it out themselves through their own experiences. They give me a softer energy, and they give me the kind of energy of sometimes getting jealous and wanting what you have. I do feel like this energy of the Queen of Presents reversed are people who are envying your physical situation, your material situation, people who are envying how abundant you are, and people who want what you want. So standing true to your values and making sure that you have your boundaries. Is there anything else around this onion energy? We also have the Moon reverse. So if it is helpful, speak your truth. Otherwise, this card is talking about paying attention to your intuition, honoring your intuitive feelings, and understanding what they are telling you. I feel like you pick up on a lot subliminally with this Moon card. It doesn't mean you have to go on a big show and kind of explore what you are feeling, but just pay attention and honor those feelings when they arise. I definitely see the Moon card as confusion clearing around a judgy, I want to say, person, or you being confused about why someone does things the way that they do them. What are their motives? Why do they act that way? I think you're going to get the answers that you're seeking. You're going to get confirmation of what you suspected. But I can also see with the Moon card, if it isn't helpful to say your piece, then at least pay attention to what you know and stick to your truth. I also think that It's important that you don't get carried away in other people's lives. Don't read between the lines too much. Don't explore those narratives just because you can. Don't overconsume tarot for petty people who don't deserve your energy. Now, moving forward, is there anything else they need to know about this Empress energy? We have the Ace of Potions. So for a lot of you, this is a birth, or this is a new opportunity in your love life with the Queen of Candles coming out reversed. This is something that you've tried to do before. This is something that you've been waiting for. You've been manifesting. It didn't work the first time around, or you've had some missteps along the way where it feels like you've gone backwards instead of forwards. And you've had to kind of just let nature take its course here. I think the more effort and energy you put into feeling good about yourself and from the inside out, the more successful your results will be. Don't burn out in this area of your life. Get yourself into a state of abundance by removing your mind from a lack mentality. And what I'm saying is, pay more attention to what is making you feel good in this process and to what is helping you glow more in this process. And that is how you're going to attract the outcome that you desire. With the Lovers card here, there is a strong focus on beauty and love right now. You paying attention to what you love about yourself and what you love about those around you to really vibrate on the right frequency to be able to continue to create and grow. Love is a very pure feeling. It's not the purest energy, joy is technically, but it is pretty high up there as an energetic frequency. And having that self-love and that love for those around you, and from a genuine place of, I appreciate this about myself, I care about this when it comes to you, I love this about you, I love this about me, it is really going to elevate you to where I feel you deserve to be. In order for this Empress energy to fully take hold, I see the Empress as a long-term energy, but it happens through an immediate sign of success and growth and abundance. It's an immediate sense of fertility. It's not just we're setting ourselves up for the long term and in the future it's going to grow. No, we're seeing it come into fruition right now, and we're watching this little seed turn into something that could last years, but we're watching that seed from the beginning. We're seeing it, if that makes sense. You don't have to wait for this. It's happening in your immediate future. So I do want to clarify the Lovers. Is that a decision that group 1 may need to make, Spirit? This Lovers energy? Let's have a look. We have the 6 of Candles reversed. That's interesting. Your confidence is really coming up. Your confidence. Be confident about the choices that you make, Spirit is saying. Be confident about your well-being, your happiness, your joy. Be confident about your success due to the amount of effort that you invest in your projects and your interests. Be confident about the road that you walk on because you deserve to be there, especially when it comes to success. You deserve to be there. The King of Candles reversed. I think you need to be more open-minded when it comes to how you get there. I'm seeing a plan kind of be deconstructed, but you're still going to get to the goal. You just have to be a bit more flexible with the way you go about this and how it happens. For those who are manifesting a specific person, go back to the qualities that you want to attract in that partner. Don't focus on what they're going to look like, on the exact facial features they'll have, on their exact height, for example. Focus more on their qualities that you want in their personality, in their energy, in their ambition, in their passion, for example. I'm seeing a lot of passion, but I feel like it's coming in a different package to what you expected. You were hoping the road was just going to be bang, 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 but instead it's bang, bada boom, bang, boom. You know, like it's not the way that you expected, but it's the same outcome. With talent here, I think you have every reason to believe in yourself right now, Group 1, because I'm seeing you acquiring a specific skill set that leads to a lot of success, or I'm seeing that you have what it takes to be very successful already. So take it as it resonates. If you feel like you're someone who's about to undergo studies and you're going to learn with this Page of Wands more about your craft or your kind of creativity, then I see that you will get the skills that you're attempting to acquire. But for most of you, you already have them. You just need to believe in yourself more, because I'm seeing a strong sense of victory here through your specific skills, through the amount of effort you put in, and through the decisions that you make for yourself. It is time to put yourself first. With the Lovers card reversed here, this card is saying you do need to make a decision that's in your best interest, or best believe that the person you're sacrificing that decision for is just going to choose themselves anyway. Always put yourself first in a lover's position, because ultimately, that choice comes from self-respect, self-love, self-worth. It is not malevolent, it is not malicious, and it can't do any wrong. It is a positive karmic choice. Although it may not be in somebody else's best interest, it is not in your best interest to do what is right for them. It is their interest, it is their need. So I do want to clarify that with you. Is there anything else they need to know about this decision? No. Oh, one card. We have the Eight of Needles reversed. Yeah, stop overthinking it. Don't make it out to be worse than it is, and really try to get out of your head. I know that that's easier said than done, and I don't mean to minimize how you are feeling, but I want you to know that putting yourself first is always a positive karmic choice, because it's adding the right amount of energy to the side of the scale that makes sense for you. You can't control other people, their outcomes, their choices. You can control your own. The Eight of Needles reversed, get your head out of the what ifs, and focus on what can be done. And I don't mean to be so blunt, but trust and believe a lot of success lies ahead of you on the other side of this fear of what if that, what if this, what if this, what if that. Especially if a lot of this has to do with a fear of rejection. If there's something that you've been holding back on, because whether that's speaking your truth or acting in a certain way because you're afraid of being judged or rejected, please step forward. Please do it, because I do see empowerment, I see liberation, and I see clarity on the other side of embracing what is best for you. We have already spoken about the Six of Wands. Is there anything else that they need to know about that sense of victory? A lot of it has to do with your confidence, to be honest with you. We have the Five of Presents. You may need to spend money in order to be victorious. What is this about, Spirit? The Fool card, yeah, taking a leap of faith towards something. This could have to do with traveling, but I feel like this has to do with you. In order to be successful, you may need to spend a lot of money. And take this as it resonates, because I'm not saying like start blowing your budget. A lot of you would already be aware of the fact that in order for you to be successful in what you want to pursue, you may need to spend a lot of money on supplies, on products, on location fees, on travel fees. There's a very specific reason why, but I'm seeing you spending money to be successful. And I feel like this is about startup costs, or this has to do with you getting things ready for transactions. So you have to have a product to sell in the first place, for example. You have to have supplies in order to create the products that you're selling. You have to have the skills which are required through courses which cost money. Whatever this is, I think that a lot of the reason why you may be holding back has to do with monetary issues. Is there any advice around that Five of Presents? I do see the Fool card as success, and I think that you need to take a risk towards this, a leap of faith. It feels like you're optimistic though. It feels like you've done your research, and it feels like it's not a completely blind risk. This is the kind of risk that you take knowing that there are pros and cons, but the pros outweigh the cons because you've done your research. You know you put money into this, but you have a high potential of making money back. And if you're not at that point where you feel confident, do more research, Group 1. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just explaining the situation around how this works out for you. Is there anything else you can tell them about this Five of Presents? We have the Six of Presents, a loan. Some of you may need to take a loan out in order to be successful in this. Some of you may need to consider funding or scholarships in order to be successful in this. Grants for some of you, government grants. I feel like there is a way around this financial concern, this Five of Presents concern. And the way around it with the Six of Presents seems to involve you getting or borrowing money and getting help from someone, getting financial assistance in some way and balancing it out long term. Because I do see a loan as you eventually repaying that debt. We're not just being stuck in it. We're taking and borrowing a little bit and we're giving back when we can. Last but not least, we have the Three of Pentacles over here. The main message I was getting with that is that you'll achieve your goals a lot quicker when it comes to your material goals, your projects, your work, when you collaborate with other people. If you are a student, I see your group work being very helpful and really helping you gain the skills that you want while also completing your assessment on time. If this is the first time that you're doing group work activities at a tertiary level in terms of university or college, it is very important that you pick your groups based on being successful in the outcome of that specific project. Don't do it based on a popularity contest. Don't do it because so-and-so is your best friend. I feel like this is about working with the right people to get what you want out of the outcome. Picking people based on how they can contribute to the project. I think that for my business owners, which I don't know if there are many of you in this group, I do see you getting help in your business. I just think that you need to be very careful in the vetting process, in the interviewing process. Ask very personal questions that are specific to the tasks that you need help with. So I'm seeing that a lot of you are being admired for your success. A lot of you are being admired for your ambition. A lot of you are being admired for what you are able to achieve up until this point. Expansion for you does look like collaborating with the right people and getting support in the right places. But I can also see how the Three of Pentacles is really emphasizing the right people. Not everybody can do what you do. Not everybody can help you do what you do. So pick the right people. I'm also seeing that persevering through this does look like getting support here and there. But it looks like in order for you to finish something that you've started, you're going to need to be open to collaboration and support with others. A study group is coming to mind for my students. And for my working class men and women, I feel like this Three of Pentacles, men, women, and non-binary. I feel like this Three of Pentacles has a lot to do with you overcoming challenges by asking for support in the right places and making sure with the Capricorn energy on this card that you are sticking to the goal. You're not getting distracted by the temporary issues, disturbances, or changes. Is there anything else they need to know before we take this into the extended? We have Judgment reversed. We have the Page of Needles upright. One more card. And we have the Hermit reverse. If you've been spending a lot of time alone, I see that period ending. I do feel like some of y'all are clinging to information that needs to be utilized in a practical sense. I'm hearing that it's time to practice what you preach. It's time to exercise what you've learned. With the Judgment card reverse, something from your past is coming back. It does feel like a person. This is someone who I feel has something to learn from you. They feel like they gain more from being around you than you do from them. For you, it's a change in perspective. You're looking at them like, wow, we're not peers anymore. I feel like I've outgrown this situation. But I think this person can gain a lot from you. Think like a cousin or someone who used to be around your age. It feels like your energy is a little bit more experienced than they are, but I think that they could gain a lot in a helpful way. I don't think you should take on an active mentorship role, but I do believe that this is a social connection that you'll want to kind of reconnect with. The other reason we have Judgment here is I definitely feel like a lot of this information is stuff that you already know. And it's definitely time to start taking action. And it's time to start realizing that there are windows to this information. And you need to kind of move through these windows and make these choices and confirm these decisions and really take action towards this information, or you risk kind of missing your window moment. And I do see that for a lot of you, you have a fear of things repeating from the past, or you have a fear of being stuck in a place where you were in your past, or you have a fear of turning out like your parents for some of you. There's a strong feeling of, I don't want it to be like that, like it was in the past. I don't want it to be like it was for them in the past. And I feel like these fears are healthy because they are motivating, they are driving, but they do not reflect the outcome. They do not reflect the future, and they do not reflect what is exactly going to happen. I definitely see you as a group that learns from their mistakes, and I see you as a group that's full of potential, that's full of abundance, and that has a lot of success on the other side of their positive choices around confidence and around feeling confident about the choices that you're making. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group one. If that did resonate, you're welcome to join me in the extended reading, where I'm going to take your group now. In the extended reading, we're going to have a look at what do you need to know about the next 4 weeks of your life, focusing on love, your personal life, which includes well-being and family, as well as your money and your finances. If you would like to join me, the link is in the description box. Otherwise, I want to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I appreciate all your time, your energy, your support, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this shell over here or the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome. I'm going to put your deck to the side while I explain what we're doing today. We're asking Spirit, what do you need to hear right now? What do you need to know right now at the time that you are stumbling across this reading? So as you can see, I have pre-shuffled your oracle cards over here. This portion of your reading is going to be very intuitive, very general, in terms of whatever Spirit wants you to focus on is what we will focus on. I will be clarifying with your tarot deck to get more specific messages for you, more specific advice, and then we will go into your extended reading where we'll have a look at what you need to know about the next 4 weeks. So if the first part of your reading resonates, you're more than welcome to join me there. Let's lay out your tarot and oracle cards and have a look at what Spirit wants you to know right now. So first we have the number 4 reversed. That makes me excited, but I feel like you're gonna struggle a little bit. We have the ripe fruits upright, reversed, excuse me. So that's the 33. We also have the 6 of Earth coming out for you. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. Next, we have trust. Wow. We also have emotion, the cucumber card with the number 4, Cancer, and Earth on this card. There's also other symbolism, so please pause the video if you want to look at the cards a little bit better. We also have Sean Evans' Hot Ones with the Sun card of accomplishment, enlightenment, and vitality. Interesting. Next, with your tarot, we have the 5 of Cups upright. This is the Lord of Loss in pleasure. We also have the 8 of Cups upright, the Lord of Abandoned Success. And we have the Hierophant, Magus of the Eternal Gods. This is big Taurus energy. I'm hearing that song. I can tell you got big, big energy. I never heard the censored version, and then as soon as I did, I couldn't listen to it rude and crude anymore. I've just been singing the censored version. How boring. But anyway, let's get into it. I am going to clarify with tarot, but I just want to get into it, sweet soul. The first message I've got for you had a lot to do with your tarot cards. Your tarot cards are telling me that it's time for you to get going from someone who has no contribution towards your future happiness. I see a lot of you walking away from a situation that isn't making you happy. A situation that has taught you a lot, but it is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It's been unnecessarily challenging with this person, and things just aren't improving. This situation has been taking a lot of your happiness away, and it's clear that it's bad because as soon as you're away from the situation, things start to feel better. You feel better, you look better, you glow more. This situation has been unnecessarily challenging, and it isn't going to get better until you walk away from it. I do believe that this change is going to give you enough space to be able to process your emotions. It's going to give you enough space to be able to realize what you're leaving behind, and also what you have to look forward to with the Five of Cups upright. This is a natural case of you processing a situation. It isn't a permanent state of grief or loss. It is a healthy state of transitioning from one space of your life to another. I do think that a lot of you need to start prioritizing your emotional being. You need to start prioritizing how you feel and how certain people are making you feel. Clarify what this situation is about, please, Spirit. Is there any other information they need to know? We have the Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands reversed. This could be someone who, you know, things aren't getting better, but you have hope that it could. I don't even want to say that it's hope. Look at that. You have options, but you're holding on to someone who they're clearly not invested in the same things that you are. I feel like this is a case of you losing interest and being called in other directions. This shouldn't feel like something that is going to actually make you very deeply, deeply sad. It just feels like a temporary sadness. It feels like this is a situation that you've already considered. It is time to walk away, but you may have delayed action. I definitely see your interest being pulled in a different direction, and I definitely feel like it's time to unearth this for what it is. It's time to break this cycle and move out. It is feeling quite unstable. For a lot of you, this was a situation that was already at a distance, or kind of dealing with it may mean that you have to kind of go, or they have to go, especially if you were living together. Is there anything else that they need to know? I'm not getting that you were serious though. Like, it feels more like this is going to cause a lot of lifestyle changes. This is going to solidify your interest in other areas, and this is going to help you grow more in other areas. I feel like you have subdued your passion because of this situation. For some of you, this isn't necessarily a romantic situation, but it is a situation that feels like it has had control over your sense of vitality. And we had this vitality up here with the sun. Sweets, the sun will come out tomorrow for you, group 2. I see a lot of happiness on the other side of this decision. I see a lot of happiness on the other side of you sticking to your guns. With the Hierophant, you may need to get advice around how to make this transition more easier. But I also think that this Hierophant is you staying true to your values, you staying true to your beliefs, and falling back in line with a structure that has supported you before, whether that's religion, a workplace, a boss, a peer, or someone who you hold quite a high authority to, kind of falling back on that sense of structure to get you through this. I feel like you need to really have a lot of trust right now, because I do believe that the decisions you're making are incredibly helpful to your growth, your emotional growth. I've also can see a lot of enlightenment coming and a strong sense of accomplishment with that Sun card being here. It feels like this is an immediate affirmation of, yeah, I did the right thing. It wasn't easy. In fact, it was really difficult, and I maybe stayed a little bit longer than I should have, but at the end of the day, I'm glad I left when I did. And to be honest with you, with these cards upright, don't beat yourself up about what has happened. We can't change that. You left exactly when you were meant to. You walked forward and secured your happiness for yourself exactly when you were meant to. So I definitely see some changes going on in your emotional world. Is there anything else? We have the 10 of Wands. So this is a strong feeling that has been weighing over you, a sense of responsibility and overburdening. I almost feel like this emotion card reversed is kind of highlighting the fact that you've been carrying this for a little unnecessarily long. Like, in the sense of, I know over here I was saying that this happened exactly when it is meant to, but I don't think you should be beating yourself up after the fact. Please just see it as something that was necessary, and it's something that I do believe you need to just find a way to make peace with. And that is probably a very easy way to explain a very difficult process, but I'm getting that the goal here is to unburden yourself, sweet soul. Let it out. And I think that for a lot of you, emotions are blocked. So I wonder if you do need to open up to the right person about how you're feeling and about what you're thinking of doing for yourself. I also wonder if, with this emotion card reversed, some of you need to kind of unearth the seriousness of this situation. You need to be more aware of how much this is taking a toll on you, of how much this is kind of wearing you down, because I am seeing a breaking point here and I'm feeling a lot of pain in my sprained ankle. So I almost wonder if this is just too much weight to bear. I almost wonder if you have not been really honest with yourself about how oppressive this situation is, about how heavy the situation is. And with that 4 card reversed, I almost wonder if in this situation you may be creating a little bit of uncertainty and unnecessary stress because of your lack of awareness of how this is making you feel. I think that as long as you're prioritizing change for the sake of, I need to feel better, then it can't be bad change. You're worried about the repercussions is what I feel. What are the repercussions here? The King of Wands reversed, something not going according to plan. What is this about, Spirit? Not fulfilling something the way that you expected it to be. It feels like this is very egoic though, like your ego expected this to happen. I don't see a genuine obligation. I don't see a genuine sense of being trapped or bound to something. It feels like just ego-based, you didn't expect it to go this way, or somebody else didn't expect it to go this way. We have the 7 of Wands reversed. Some of you are afraid of looking cowardly or too vulnerable, and you're afraid of wasting your time. What is the advice? We have the Queen of Wands. So there's a lot of wands here. Your advice is to, first of all, give yourself an outlet, because that is a lot of stress, nervousness, anxiousness, and pressure. You need an outlet. You need to let that energy out. But the Queen of Wands is also about optimism. This sun energy of accomplishment, vitality, enlightenment. Trust that if something falls apart and if something is building, it is a sense of you needing to be more aware of it. I think that with this pressure, you've got to be more honest about where you're experiencing it, because that pressure is telling you something. Either something needs to change, more than likely, or something is really needing your attention, full stop. Don't suppress it. Don't pretend that it's not there. Don't try to minimize it and tell yourself it's not real, because it is, and you deserve to feel validated in how you feel. And then tell yourself, you know what, maybe I deserve more. Maybe I deserve better. Maybe this is a sign that I'm in a situation that isn't the best for me. If I'm feeling like this, or if I'm being made to feel like this, maybe it's not the best situation for me, because I'm seeing with the Queen of Wands, your advice also has to do with manifesting and raising your vibration through the way that you see yourself, your self-worth, and your confidence. Attracting what you deserve by seeing yourself how you really are. The Queen of Wands is peak energy, pinnacle energy, top of the shelf, A1 energy. You deserve the best of the best of the best. So your advice is to see yourself as that, so you can attract the right outcome towards you, sweet soul. And I do believe that a lot of this has to do with staying optimistic about the changes that you're going through emotionally. Now let's have a look at this card up here, because you have the 4 reversed, and this is telling me that you are going to experience instability and change. We see that in your emotions, but is it impacting them anywhere else? Is it impacting them anywhere else? We have the Tower reversed. So you're experiencing changes to your lifestyle from the looks. This isn't just one specific area of your life. By making changes to your emotional being and your relationships, or how much you allow yourself to feel happy, you're also going to make changes to other areas of your life that may be needing repair. I feel like what we're doing here is we're trying to rebuild, and we're trying to gain more this time. We're trying to get out of a comfort zone. I think that Spirit is telling you, don't be afraid to push yourself, because the damage has already been done. The Tower is reversed because it's already started to crumble. All you're doing by pushing yourself a little bit further, a little bit harder, and in a new direction that doesn't feel quite comfortable, is you're exposing yourself to something that you should have been technically experiencing a little bit sooner. And again, I'm sorry to come through with this analogy because I personally don't believe in wrong timing. I personally believe that things happen as they are meant to through free will. We don't technically make mistakes, we only have experiences. And I firmly believe that you could have experienced this at a sooner timeline, but at the same time, the tower is reversed because most of the damage has already been done. All you're doing by pushing yourself a little bit further, by really kind of coming out of a comfort zone, is you're getting the chance to see how things can get better now. Instead of just operating from that space of damage mode, damage control, crisis control, you're getting the opportunity to see how things can grow and get better, how they can improve. Where does all of this destruction lead to? Let's have a look. What else can you tell them about this 4 reversed? What do they need to hear about this instability? If you have been feeling restless, please take it as a sign that it is time to push yourself a little bit more. It is time to do some of those things that you've been delaying. I'm hearing stop procrastinating and really get out there again. Experience things again. Push yourself to kind of be more involved in your community and in the world around you. Safely, of course. We are still experiencing a pandemic, but at the same time, I strongly believe that a lot of what you are desiring is out there wanting you as well. And I see you rebuilding your tower with stronger foundations, but please don't just stop there. When you start to see success, keep going, keep pushing. This is a group that has apparently peaked too soon. You've limited yourself. And I genuinely believe that you are destined to experience more. I'm seeing that anything that is breaking away or changing, evolving, pushing you and feeling uncomfortable is doing so with the intent of helping you grow more, of helping you get more, be more abundant, and to kind of gain more. I'm also being shown the 9 of Cups reverse for this 4 reverse. So a lot of it has to do with your well-being. A lot of it has to do with your mental health. So please seek appropriate support and help with that. I don't mean to minimize your feelings and what you're going through. If you are experiencing any mental health concerns or any low moods, please don't hesitate to reach out for support. It can and will get better. And I'm not just saying that because I'm some stranger on the internet. I have personal experience in a lot of heavy moods and low moods in general. And I know how entrapping they can feel, but the cards and my own experience is really telling me that things are destined to get better for you so long as you can see them improving. Because I am seeing how for a lot of you, you're stuck in a cycle of feeling like things aren't going to change for the good. The only time they change is for the worse. And then this instability just kind of becomes more and more chaotic until it just feels so destructive and like it's happening to you, not for you. I genuinely feel like a lot of this instability and this sense of change being bad is coming from your own perspective and from your own mood. I genuinely believe with the 9 of Cups reversed that a lot of these changes are happening for you, but it is about seeing it that way. Is there anything else you can tell them about this 4 reversed? Is there anything else? We have the 6 of Swords reversed. Yeah, some of you really need to talk to somebody about this. I would encourage you to talk to someone that you may have already spoken to with the 6 of Swords reversed. This is a conversation that may have already been started with the right person, either a professional or a loved one. But for a lot of you, there are things from your past that you need to have a conversation about because it is about getting healing and getting closure. I definitely think that a conversation is going to be helpful in healing. I also think that some of this stability and some of working through the instability and the chaos has to do with addressing what has happened. And I really believe that a lot of the perspective on how things can improve comes from dissecting where it went wrong previously. Because I do believe that pushing yourself is about trying to gain more, not just getting stuck in this sense of lack and things only happen for a bad reason nowadays. I can also see with the 6 of Swords that you may be needing to kind of talk to someone for the sake of getting support from someone. I really strongly encourage you to not do this alone. You don't need to, first of all, but I also think that a lot of these changes, a lot of this growth will be easier with the support of somebody else, whether that is a professional or a loved one or somebody that you really trust. Please open up to the right person in terms of to who you feel you can trust, because I genuinely feel like a lot of the transitions you're going through are going to be easier when you talk to the right people about what you're going through. And if you're not there yet, at least write it down. At least communicate with yourself and have that dialogue through your journal, please. I really, really want to encourage you to do that. I don't usually like to tell people what to do when it comes to their mental health, but when it comes to sharing how you're feeling and feeling connected, that is your right as a human being. We deserve connection. We are beings that thrive with connection. We are a species that thrives with connection. We're not meant to be alone, and we're not meant to feel alone. So I'm 100% encouraging you to do that. Next, we have this Ripe Fruits card reversed. And I'll be honest with you, I was stumped with this at first. I kind of felt like this wasn't right for you, because I could see how with all this instability, you're being kind of pushed to expect more and to want more. But I think the issue here has a lot to do with mindset group 2. I think with Ripe Fruits reversed, you're either a group that believes you have peaked already and things can't get better, or you're a group that genuinely is cutting yourself short and you're not aware of the potential of what could be, of what could happen. I think this is a group that needs more inspiration. And it's going to be a case of like what you can manage based on what you're going through. I'm not going to ask you to kind of do more than what you're capable of, because I know for a fact that when you're emotionally kind of pulled and when you're emotionally drained, there's only so much you can get excited for. But I think that a lot of improving your well-being and your mood comes from gaining inspiration. And gaining inspiration from what you could have and what is possible for you. I would strongly encourage you to start following people online that inspire you, that make you feel good about yourself, and maybe start unfollowing people that don't give you those feelings. This isn't a social media popularity contest. This is the real world. And in the real world, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. All that matters is that the people around you align with your values, your beliefs, and the things that you hope to achieve in this life. And why don't we treat social media the same way? I firmly believe with Ripe Fruits here that if it isn't social media, it is your source of inspiration through your local community, through the people that you interact with on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. This 333 is making me think of your community and the gaining inspiration from the right people. I genuinely believe that some of your acquaintances may be helpful. Definitely getting in contact with people whose lifestyles are headed for the direction that you want to be in could be a good idea for you, and doing it from a place of wanting to maintain a friendship. I really see you getting inspired by the right people and then feeling deflowered and feeling uninspired and feeling really bad about yourself from other people. So please make sure that you're gaining inspiration from the right direction, because there's no need to feel so bad for who you are just because somebody else is living differently in a completely different reality, because social media isn't even real. I want to clarify this, Ripe Fruits. Is there anything else that group 2 needs to know? We have the 5 of Wands reversed and the 9 of Swords upright. Yeah, really get out of that competition. We don't need to put ourselves against other people. We don't need to compare ourselves to other people. We do not need to be in that rat race. You guys may be in a very competitive work environment as well, or you may come from a family where you're constantly feeling compared to other family members, or it's for whatever reason. I just feel like a lot of this sense of lack and this feeling that you can't have something stems from your source of inspiration. Really stop comparing yourself to others in an unhealthy way. Make sure you're following people that make you feel good about yourself. Make sure with the 9 of Swords that at the end of the day, you're taking action towards the things that you want to do. Not because you're trying to keep up with the Kardashians, but because you're literally trying to keep up with your own well-being. I genuinely think with the 9 of Swords being here, there is this fear of what if this never happens? What if that never works out? And I think this comes through us feeling disconnected with the outcome based on what we genuinely want. I want to encourage you here with this card. What I'm hearing from Spirit is a lot of this stems from your sense of worth and values. What do you value most? What do you prioritize most? What do you hope to gain most? Why do you feel so bad? What do you genuinely feel like you're missing out on? There's a lot of questions there because I don't have the answers for each and every one of you. I feel like as an individual, you're going to get most of your answers by answering those questions. You feel like you're missing out on something when you look at so-and-so's post, but why? What about their life makes you feel like you're missing out? What about this person in your circle makes you feel like you're not good enough? Why do you keep comparing yourself to these fake personas or the best version of them when you're comparing the worst version of yourself in terms of you know all about yourself, you know all the shadows, you know all the mistakes, you know all the history. But when it comes to a stranger on the internet, all we're seeing is their best case or the exact image they wish to portray. So, I mean, this is a lot to do with your point of reference, and I may have gone on an unnecessary tangent there, but there's a lot of questions that can be helpful in helping us place where that feeling is coming from. Because I really genuinely feel, sweet soul, you cannot peak too early. We are given so much opportunity in this lifetime, and genuinely, life is all about choices. From the moment we open our eyes, we have the ability to change and to choose exactly what we want. All those little choices lead to those bigger outcomes. It is never too late. Next, we have the Six of Earth. So I'm definitely seeing a financial gain here. Either you're gaining through a loan or somebody is repaying you. I could also see how for some of you, you're investing money in a favorable investment. You would only know that if you've gotten the right advice to do so as well, though, because I don't like to channel those messages completely blindly. I usually only channel them for people who have already gained advice and are considering moving ahead. So if you have done that, I can see it being successful for you. I also see people offering to spend more time with you. So please, if you need connection, if you need support, don't hesitate to ask, because I'm seeing people gifting their time, their effort, their energy to you, as well as their resources if that's what you need. On top of that, I'm also seeing this sense of you feeling better about yourself as time progresses. This could happen as soon as after this reading, but for others of you, it's going to take fold, especially once you push yourself from your comfort zone, especially once you accept that these changes are happening for you, not to you, especially once you accept that these emotional shifts are essential in securing your happiness, your vitality, and your sense of enlightenment. I also see a lot of clarity coming for this group. It feels like Spirit is really trying to illuminate the path for you, Group 2. I apologize if I keep calling you Group 1. I'm genuinely just channeling, so I'm kind of forgetting that we're a group, not a person. But I feel Group 2 that this energy is really trying to helpfully push you forward so that you're not feeling like you're falling behind, and so that you're more aware of your opportunities to grow. I also see you getting support in the right areas. So trust that if something is falling apart, it is going to be quickly replaced with something else. It may not be exactly what you want. For example, if you're walking away from a relationship, maybe it means you start spending more time with your family again. You may be craving that romance, but you're still getting connection. And that is a temporary fix of showing you that the universe will always provide for you until you are ready to reconnect and to re-engage romantically again. You are a being that deserves connection, so please don't deprive yourself. Ask for support, ask for help. Is there anything else that Group 2 needs to know before we take this into the extended? Your other message is about the Page of Swords reversed. I'm hearing curiosity killed the cat. At what point do you take action based on what you've had, based on the information that you have? At what point do you take action? At what point do you stop scrolling and imagining? At what point do you just do it? At what point do you stop peering? I feel like we do really need to be careful about who we idolize. This is a group where you are changing, sweets, for the better. And your growth is going to be messy. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, and you're going to have days when you don't even feel like yourself. And that's natural because you are transforming. And I feel like it's unrealistic, and it's also a little bit unhealthy of you to compare yourself while in metamorphosis to somebody who is presenting the best version of themselves. That message keeps coming up. I'm literally seeing, like, you know how metamorphosis in nature is always a messy process. It's never really pretty. That's why childbirth even, it's kind of gross to see in real life. I'm not going to lie. It traumatized me to see it when I was 16. I was like, oh my Lord, this is a lot. This is not pretty. It's beautiful. It's profound. It's bloody magic, to be honest. I don't know how women's bodies do it. I don't know how we do it, but it's really messy and it's not a pretty sight. Metamorphosis and comparing yourself while you're undergoing change is not a fair process against someone who's showing their best case scenario. Please don't cut yourself short like that. Please don't make yourself feel bad like that. Please don't make yourself feel incomparable like that. Is there anything else that they need to know before we take this into the extended? I definitely feel like you need a new point of reference. You need to re-examine where you're getting your inspiration from, where you're getting your sense of self from. And you also, I feel, need to spend more time with people who know you for who you truly are, free from judgment, who can support you for all the right reasons, and who can make you feel loved and cherished for who you are without the extra time spent in front of the mirror. I genuinely feel like this is a group that needs to reconnect with their soulmates, with their soul family. Consider your parents, consider your siblings, consider your long-term friends. I genuinely feel like this is a group where things are going to get better. But in order to get better, we have to go with the changes. We have to see where the challenges are leading us, and we have to push through that metamorphosis, that transition. I also wanted to tell you that with the Nine of Swords here, the Nine of Wands here, you're very close to closing out some very important cycles in your life. I'm seeing 3 nines now. It's a strong feeling in this group of don't dream it's over. Things can and will get better. You have to keep pushing through this group too. You can do this. You're so close to finishing this cycle. So use those loved ones for support. Make sure you're not being unrealistic with yourself by comparing yourself to people who aren't in the same field as you. And make sure that you are open to where these changes are taking you, because it is positive. It does involve you gaining more, and it also involves you feeling more supported, feeling more happy, feeling more accomplished, and feeling more clear. I definitely see a lot of clarity coming for this group. If you are confused about anything, it's going to be very obvious what you should be doing, and it's going to be very obvious what you should be leaving behind if it hasn't been made obvious already. At the back of the deck, we do have the Emperor reversed, so your closing message, I feel, has to do with letting go of control and really embracing these changes as necessary. They are almost essential at this point. We have to deconstruct. We have to look at this broken down chaos tower moment so that we can start rebuilding in the right ways. And a lot of this has to do with really getting out of a comfort zone and not trying to control everything. Simply focusing on what is going to make us feel better and what is going to help us gain more as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. It was a very specific message, not too many little bits. I'm going to take this into the extended reading now, where we will be having a look at what you need to know about the next 4 weeks in your love life, in your personal life, including your well-being and your family, and in your money situation, including your career or study if you're studying. So if this reading did resonate and you would like to join me in the extended reading, it is available on my website for purchase. If you're an Amethyst Hermie member, it's included in your membership. All you have to do is log in and you can watch all 3 groups as part of your monthly membership. The extended reading is accessible through the link in the description box, or you can visit the hermittarotshop.com and go to the extended readings tab on the menu under tarot readings. I want to thank you all group 2 for being here, for your time, your energy, your support. I sincerely hope that this message was helpful. I hope that it did help confirm what you may have already suspected, and I hope that it filled in the gaps of anything that you're unsure about. It has been a pleasure to read for you, group 2, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this oyster shell or the gentle pastel, the Pastel Journey Tarot deck. Why is my mind completely blank? Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina. Then this is going to be your reading. I don't know why I always forget the name of this deck. It's crazy. It's turning into like an inside joke now. It's ridiculous. But anyway, beautiful deck, beautiful oyster shell. If you chose either of those objects, then this is your reading, group number 3. I'm actually going to put your tarot deck over here for now, because as you can see, I have pre-shuffled some cards for you. Most of them are oracle cards. We do have some tarot cards as well, though. We're asking Spirit, what do you need to hear right now at the time that you are seeing this reading? There is also going to be an extended where we will be having a look at what do you need to know about the next 4 weeks of your life, especially surrounding your love life, your personal life, and your money / finances / career / study. So if this part of your reading does resonate and you would like to join me in the extended, do feel free to click the link in the description box. But to get there, we have to start here. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to lay out your oracle cards. The first card we have is the number 7 reversed. I link my decks in the description box too, by the way. You can get this deck from Tarot Stack. I do have an affiliate link. We have Aries as well. I'm getting downloads. Sorry, y'all. That's all the promotion out of the side. Let me just out of the way. Let me just focus on the messages now. We have regeneration coming out for you. Tarragon, number 17, Aries and fire. Woo. So much Aries energy. We also have Basil, the Trust card, number 21. We got Scorpio in here too, with more fire energy. Scorpio season could be significant. Aries season could be significant. Libra season could be significant because of the number 7. We also have good luck coming out for you. We have the 5 of air coming out for you, which is the 5 of swords. And the bottom of this card says an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation and review everyone's motives. The 5 of air is usually a win or lose situation. And this good luck card may resonate with the imagery. So I'm just going to hold it here for a bit longer. Pause it if you want to have a look more in depth. We also have green coming out for you, the number 78. We have the Lovers card coming out reversed. Oy, oy, oy. Not a bad sign. It's just a very specific sign. In this deck, the Lovers card is ASAP Science, which could be relevant. We also have Beauty, Love, and Attraction. It's the number 6 in Tarot. We also have number 71 card, Body as a House. This card has been talking about honoring your body and treating it like a vessel, like a thing that has importance and deserves to be maintained and nourished and nurtured. We also have Queen of Swords, the Queen of Thrones of Air. We also have the Knight of Cups reversed, Lord of Waters and Waves. And last but not least, let me move this over a little bit. Another tarot card. Is that all going to fit in? Barely. Barely. We have the Sun. Beautiful. The Sun will come out tomorrow. Let me tune in. If I need to clarify, I will with your tarot deck. But let me tune in real quick. Let me see what's going on with you, because we got disrupted earlier on. I was still trying to talk about Tarot Stack, and then messages started coming in. Spirit, tune me into group 3's energy. What do they need to hear right now at the time that they are seeing this reading? Spirit is really emphasizing a new beginning for you, but it's an interesting new beginning because it doesn't feel brand new. It feels like either a regeneration or a pivot, as though it has been in front of you for some time, but you've been unable to focus on it or to harness energy towards it. I'm feeling like in order to get to this new beginning, we have to go through the Five of Swords. I think for this group, the Five of Swords is about speaking your truth. It is about focusing on what is best for you. And it's not about thinking about what's best for everybody in that situation. Just focus on what's best for you. Put your needs first, say your truth, and focus on a successful outcome for you. It feels like this is a situation in which too many people are involved, especially when it comes to your best interest. I do think that this is a situation that can only be successful when you start to feed more energy into it. I'm going to be honest, a lot of you came here expecting love messages, and this message is being diverted back to you and the decisions that you're making in order to get to where you want to be in your successful future. I'm seeing your love life interlapping with your financial success. I feel like you can have your cake and eat it, group 3. I feel like this is a group that is destined to experience abundance in multiple aspects of their life simultaneously. It just means that you're also a group that has a lot to bear, a heavy cross to bear. You're a group that can take a lot. I see that you are a group that is currently purging, and a lot of this has to do with fears. A lot of this has to do with unnecessary and unwanted emotions. A lot of this has to do with having more fun, especially in Scorpio season. If you're watching this while I'm putting it up, please have fun in Scorpio season. This is a group where when you put your mind to something seriously, you do not stop until you have achieved it. And I feel like you're currently going through changes to help you kind of lighten your load temporarily before you take on the next big thing that you're really going to put all your energy towards. I feel like this is a group that is being blessed in terms of I see good luck and abundance here with these cards. I'm also seeing a need to really focus on fueling your body appropriately with these two cards. Spirit is highlighting nutrition. It's not about doing what everybody on Instagram is doing. It's about finding what is nourishing for your body, for your genetic makeup, and for your personal needs. I would encourage a lot of you to actually look into holistic healing. I'm not a healthcare professional, but I feel like it's not about eating only green food, although your immune system is being highlighted. I think carrots and ginger for some reason would be helpful. Turmeric, carrots, and ginger. For some reason, this has a lot to do with your gut health and your skin health. And those three things can be very beneficial for your skin or your gut. Carrots for your eyes, apparently. So for some of you, there is a reference here to your eyes and making sure you're up to date with your eye checkups if you are someone who has had concerns around your eyes. It might be a good idea if you do have free healthcare or you have benefits under a healthcare plan or a healthcare insurance to go and get that optometrist appointment just in case. Now, the other thing I'm seeing is frustration. You guys are very passionate and you have a lot of potential right now. I see the ability to create within you, and I feel like your energy is really trying to be harnessed, but the foundation isn't right yet. What is going on with this foundation, Spirit? Why are there delays? Why are they having a hard time moving forward? Spirit is showing us the Ace of Swords. You have information you haven't acted upon yet. What is this information? The Eight of Pentacles reversed. It has a lot to do with focusing on something else, and I feel like you're trying to finish something else that you started. Spirit's like, no, leave that. Start this instead. And you're like, but I never finish. I never walk away from something until it's finished. And Spirit's like, trust me, you need to focus on this now. What is this about, Spirit? Give me a card to indicate what this is about for group 3. Is it about their love life? Is it about their relationships? We have the Nine of Cups. So it does have to do with your happiness, your well-being, which could be coming from another person as well. But it absolutely has to do with your happiness, your joy, your fulfillment, essentially how you love, but coming from self, how other people make you feel. You're being shown information on what to do, and it feels like a lot of this is about redirecting energy from something that isn't progressing into an area that could. And what does this have to do with their well-being? How do they redirect? The World card, putting an end to a cycle and appreciating the lessons it taught you. But it's time to end that chapter. It's time to remain receptive and open to a new beginning. What kind of new beginning? I see this is something that a lot of you have waited a long time for. You've tried to cultivate it yourself, but it takes two to tango, I'm hearing. What are they waiting for? Or who are they waiting for, should I say? It feels like a who. I'm seeing the Devil card and the Eight of Swords. Take it as it resonates, but I feel like a lot of you, if you have experiencing delays and stagnancy in your love life, especially if you have no love interest at all, I feel like your love interest is working through a lot of demons right now. They're in a situation that has the best of them. They're learning a lot of karmic lessons, and it's honestly in your best interest to just give them space to work through that and give them space to empower themselves by making decisions that help them gain control back. I feel like they're in a situation where they have been victimized and they've been taken advantage of, and they're learning how to speak up, how to assert themselves, and how to make better choices and take better actions. This message has been reflected in your own life, and that's why I think the two of you will align. But it feels like a lot of the delays have to do with them working through their experiences in their own time. For some of you, this is someone from your past or your childhood. Spirit, why do they need to hear this message right now? Why does group 3 need to hear this message right now? We have the Knight of Cups. It's highly likely that this person will be making their way towards you very soon, or that you've been very focused on romance and love recently, and Spirit just wants to give you an energetic update about your next romantic love interest. Is there anybody else that they could be focusing on, or is this just it? Is there anybody else? Is there anything else they should know, I should say? We have the Queen of Pentacles. To be honest with you, you've set the bar so high. I feel like this is the only worthy option. Technically speaking, you have a lot of people trying to fight for your attention, but I feel like you've set the bar so high. This is the only really worthy option at this stage. You seem to be very focused on your happiness, and Spirit is very focused on giving you exactly what you deserve. So you're attracting this person towards you. I genuinely feel that when it comes to your love life, there is a lot happening behind the scenes out of your control. It is in your best interest to simply focus on what is making you happy and who is here currently, and what you can do to gain your sense of emotional fulfillment until this person aligns with you. It does feel like this person is coming out of a tricky space. I'm not going to lie. I can also see this devil energy being their sense of attachment. They may be someone who has to feel like they're needed in order to feel a sense of worth and value in a connection, because I could almost see how this person got into this situation because they felt like they needed to be needed in the first place. And as they get themselves out of it, they have to reconcile with the fact that this was always an unhealthy dynamic from the beginning. And this is an overall lesson about really setting the bar the right way and trying to kind of approach relationships from a healthier space. It's okay to be needed, but this feels very codependent, very attached, very unhealthily obsessed with whatever the other person is doing, either on their side or on their current thing's side. Now, for those who are in a relationship, I think what's happening with your love life is you are being called to take your focus away from the material things so that you can focus more on building this connection up for the right reasons. I'm not doubting that you can have your cake and eat it too. You are the group that is supposed to be abundant in multiple fields. However, I think your partner is just wanting more quality time, more time with you. They don't need you to be this loud and proud achieving goal maniac. They just need you to be present. They need you to feel like you are happy with them, because I feel like those in a healthy relationship, your partner is craving more sentimental moments with you, more times to show you that they appreciate you, and vice versa. You could be dealing with someone whose love language is quality time. I don't think it's necessarily words of affirmation, but I'm also seeing like just getting time to do things together and experience things together, and having conversations while you're doing things together. I feel like your love interest is wanting to take things to a more intimate emotional level, whether they know how to explain that or not. And the way that they're going about it feels like they're trying to give you space to go through whatever you're focusing on, but they also feel very neglected as you continue to kind of finesse and expand. I feel like your love interest is having a hard time telling you all of this. And they're kind of looking for a way to have this conversation with you without giving you too much, because this person already feels like you take on too much. So take that as it resonates. We're going to move forward now. I genuinely feel with this 7 reverse that Spirit has been trying to tell you something, group 3, and you have not been paying attention. I feel like this is a message that infiltrates your subconscious. You may be experiencing dreams where this theme is very present. You may also be hearing this message on the radio, in your songs, on your Spotify playlist, in your Apple playlist. I feel like this is a theme that keeps kind of resurfacing. You may even see it in the movies that you're watching. What is the theme that you've been trying to tell, group 3? Judgment, regeneration, something from your past is coming back. What is this? You may be seeing things like that, like what do they call it? Like flashback to the 80s, or, you know, like Back to the Future vibes, or we have to go back in time, like just weird phrases like that, because something from your past is coming back. Something that you feel like you lost is coming back. Oh my days. Spirit, what the heck is this for my group 3s? What is this? It feels very subconscious. Some of y'all are not here for this. You're like, you know what? I don't want a bar of this. I'm just focused on being happy. Why are you making me go through that pain again? Someone isn't over the situation. And it feels like this was a situation that you've been able to heal from. You've been able to distract from. You've been able to focus on other things instead of this. But whoever else is involved in the situation, they have not been able to move forward. This doesn't have to be about love and romance for all of you. It could even be a family member. It could be an absent parent trying to come back into your life. It could be a friend who ghosted you. There is a feeling of betrayal here. Someone's actions led to this ending, either because they chose to walk away or they did something that led to you two being separated. There was a sense of loss here. There was a feeling of you having to grieve and get over this situation and the disappointment behind their actions. But with the moon here, this is something that you're not entirely aware of consciously, because it just either feels like it's being hidden from you, and it also feels like there is a lot left to say here. Suppressed emotion is what's really coming through strongly with that moon energy. Suppressed emotion. There's a lot more to say here. What else can you tell group 3 about the 7 energy? The High Priestess. You're not expecting it. I don't mean to scare you. The Princess of Swords reversed. Do they deserve... How is this person coming back to them? The Three of Pentacles, they genuinely believe they can be helpful this time. They admire you. They admire what you've been able to do. They admire who you are today. They are still quite immature. They've got some catching up to do. They do look up to you. They don't expect much from you. They don't even expect you to actually look at them when they're speaking to you. That's the grounds that you left this person on. They half expect you to just turn and walk away. You are somewhat untouchable, but for some reason the universe is giving this person a way in, because they genuinely think they can help, and they genuinely want to learn. They want to level up. They want to match your energy. They want to be helpful. Look at this, 2 of Cups. They want to be a positive addition in your present. I see a heart-to-heart conversation happening. I do see you having to agree to disagree. I don't see you both being on the same page entirely. I definitely think this person has a lot to kind of contribute to your present circumstances, but at the same time, I can also see how you are so protected, sweets. This person can't technically do any harm. It kind of feels like that closure that you never expected was going to happen is happening. And I genuinely believe for most of you, this person is going to lead with an apology or lead with a playful message that is going to show you, first of all, that there are no hard feelings on their side. But second of all, that they're willing and open to kind of cultivating a more emotionally intimate connection with you, especially if in the past the biggest issue here was you not being able to connect emotionally. I feel like that has changed for them. How and why? The Knight of Pentacles. They've had a lot of time on their hands to think about this. They've had a lot of setbacks, a lot of misdirections. This person has felt like the plans that they originally planned to pursue have either fallen apart or were a waste of time. They have had to... Yeah, that's all I really want to say about that. Is there anything else they need to know that's helpful? The 10 of Cups reversed. To be honest, your happiness doesn't come from one source. This person can be helpful, but they aren't your be-all, end-all, if that makes sense. So it's really, the ball is in your court, group 3. I'm being very protective and a little bit cheeky with the way that I'm talking about this person, but the ball is in your court. I don't see harm coming about this. I just think that the decision is yours. And that makes sense with the tarot cards as well. We saw the Queen of Swords here, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Sun. I do see reconciliation for a lot of you. I definitely see someone from your past really kind of trying to come back in and explain the choices that they made previously. This person feels like you don't owe them anything, but they definitely want to be able to contribute more to your future and your present. This feels like someone who is going to be around. After they talk, they're not just going to talk and leave. So they want to spend time with you while they're around. I do firmly believe that you should go into this without expecting too much. Just go in expecting at the very least maybe an apology or an explanation, but that's it. And you may be pleasantly surprised with how it grows from there. From the Knight of Cups reversed to the Sun, I feel like this person has a lot of potential happiness to bring you. I just think that you need to take slow steps for you, not for them, they're ready, but for you, you feel like you're not ready for this. You just need to take slow steps. You weren't expecting this, slow steps. The other thing I want to talk about is a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes for you. I feel like for this reading, not much of it is going to resonate because you seem to be very blindly focused on other endeavors in your life right now. You seem to be very focused on getting you certain things either finished, finalized, especially processes that started in the last month. I feel like you've got this end of 2022 deadline that you're trying to meet for yourself. And then while you're doing all of this, so much more is happening emotionally behind the scenes for you. A lot of opportunities for connection, reconnection, regeneration, and also this love interest energy of focusing from one thing to another, pivoting. Is there anything else that they need to know about their life in general, Spirit? Because I feel like we just spent most of the time talking about love for you. Is there anything else they need to know in general? Pick a theme, Spirit. What does group 3 need to know in general? We have the 3 of Cups. Let's talk about friends real quick. Let's talk about friendship, having fun, and letting your hair down. What do you want them to know about that, Spirit? Spirit actually wants to talk about consumption of alcohol and drugs. There is a message about friendship, but there is also a message about alcohol and substances used to inebriate yourself. First of all, be careful, because I see for some of you, you have an event coming up or a situation coming up in which things are going to be offered to you. Just be careful and make sure you know what you're taking. That message is only going to apply to some of you. Make sure you know what you're taking, because I genuinely feel like someone here may slip you something you're not expecting. I'm only laughing because it's not like it's going to be a near-death experience, but just be careful. The other thing here is excess pleasure and overconsumption in general, and how it is distracting you from seeing something that is right in front of you when it comes to connection. Now, I do think that for some of you, you're going to be using these fun times, these happy, playful, letting your hair down times to strengthen a connection with somebody. But I could also see how you're confusing someone as well. I could also see how there's certain people you only see in specific settings, and they want to be a part of your future and they want to be closer to you emotionally, but you use those settings, those fun, playful settings, to keep them in that box. It's up to you, but I just feel like there's a lot of people that want to be close to you. So if you feel like you don't have a lot of close friends, there are a lot of people who want to be closer to you. But for others of you, I feel like you keep people in these boxes on purpose because you don't want them any closer than what they are. Is there anything else? We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I see delays around Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, this isn't really a delay. This is feeling like an emotional blockage. To be honest with you, sweet soul, there is this feeling about picking your friends and the people who deserve to be at your wedding, if that makes sense. And I'm using that as an example. Not all of you are going to want to get married. Not all of you may get married. But if you were, hypothetically, The people that you invite to your wedding are people who know you the best. They know you deeply. They know your partner deeply. They're there to celebrate your love. They're there to celebrate you. They're there to help calm you down and to have fun with you. And this is giving me major wedding vibes. Like, if you were going to have a wedding, who would you have around you? I feel like this question is being asked because right now there is something transpiring behind the scenes in which this previous person could be a part of your wedding party. And this current person in your love life could be a part of your wedding party. I feel like the goal here, when you're confused about who to invest your precious love and emotion into, the goal should be around, how do those people make you feel? Do they bring about a genuine sense of connection, not just fun, not just distraction, and when we get together we drink and we numb ourselves, but like more, how do they make you feel? And do they check in on you afterwards? I almost feel like for this group, this message is becoming distorted because I think right now you need to know that there are fun times happening for you, but there's also this feeling of measuring the importance of the connections around you based on the experiences you're having with those people, and getting to know people better under those circumstances, but not basing your whole connection off of that inebriated state, that playful, fun, careless, carefree state. I genuinely feel a lot of people trying to get close to this group, but I just feel you putting people at an arm's length. And I think with the Ace of Cups reversed, you may even be rejecting people and saying, no, like, sorry, I don't want any more friends, or I don't want to date anybody else right now. Like, I'm not looking for that right now. I see you having choices and rejecting something because you're still trying to find your 10 of Cups. Is there anything else they need to know about this theme? The Magician, yeah, there's a strong sense of power and accountability. There's a strong sense of you being more aware about the choices that you make and about the fact that you are creating constantly through your actions, through your communication, through what you say to the people around you, through what you do, through what you think, especially what you think. I feel like you're the kind of group where, especially now, what you're thinking is literally being translated into energy, either through facial movements, if you're someone like me who can't hide their face, or through the way that you're thinking is reflected in your action. You may be someone who, when you think of something, like, you can't unthink it. And all of a sudden, every time you look at cheese, you just see the cow that it came from. You know, like, it could be something like that. But I just think you need to know that you are very powerful, Group 3. You are in a space of creating. You are in this energy of needing to be more accountable, more aware of the decisions and the choices that you're making. And you also need to be more aware of how much is happening behind the scenes. Because although you are putting a lot of effort into certain things, there is other stuff happening based on stuff that you have originally put thought towards and then had to redirect because you didn't have control over it anymore. Consider other people, for example. Maybe you wanted something to work out, but they have free will and they chose differently, so you let go. As you surrendered, I see people like that coming back. The only other thing I want to say for this group, Group 3, before I take this into the extended, is there is a strong feeling of pivoting in your group, and this could be applied to multiple aspects of your life. Going in one direction and then pivoting into another. Stay open to adjacent possibilities. Don't get too attached to the outcome, and make sure that when you do think, you're thinking big, because honestly, you're in the energy where anything can happen. I feel like this group, for some reason, Scorpio season is really going to rock your world. Okay, Group 3? So this is a timeless reading. Take what resonates. But if you're seeing it at the time that I'm posting it, Scorpio season is really trying to make things happen for you. I'm going to take this into your extended reading now, where we can get more specific and divide this energy into 3 specific groups. We're going to have a look at what you need to know about the next 4 weeks of your life. I'm going to divide this energy into what you need to know about your love life, about your personal life, including your friends, family, your well-being, and what do you need to know about your money, your finances, your career, your study. So if this part of the reading did resonate and you want to join me in the extended, the link will be in the description box. I shall see you there. Before you go, wherever you're going, group 3, a massive thank you for joining me here on YouTube. I appreciate all your time, all your energy, all your support. I'm so, so grateful to have you here. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope it did resonate and fill in the gaps. Or I hope that it did confirm what you already suspected, you sovereign being you. Pay attention to the signs the universe is trying to show you, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye.